Hi guys, happy Thursday. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday so far. And I'm going to get right into my topic here, but first wanted to introduce myself. My name is Jessica. I am a mom of teenage boys and happily married for 20 years to my husband, live in Minnesota, and I am doing my very best to embrace the change of season and appreciate the snow and the colder temps. So if you are in Minnesota or in the Midwest and you are, loving the snow, hating the snow, like, what do you think? Are you trying to do, make the best of it? How are you enjoying it to the best of your ability? I'd love to hear. So thank you so much for jumping on live. I will get into this topic, and I'm doing both Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook, I did put a caption on mine. Instagram, I'm asking the question, do you have FLC? And if you do, would you like to know how to cure it? So what do you think FLC stands for? Have you heard that term? Have you ever had somebody say that they deal with FLC? And more than likely you probably haven't, because I just heard about it today, and I'm doing a course with Dr. Hyman, and shout out to Dr. Hyman. I love his courses. I love his information. I think he's super insightful, and I just hope that he continues to spread awareness, from his experience and just his wealth of knowledge and resources. So Dr. Hyman is a functional medicine doctor, and he is really just trying to help people learn how to care for themselves more holistically and not always rely on medications for their health. So FLC, I don't know if it's his term, but that's where I heard it from. So I'm going to give him kudos for that. But FLC syndrome is feeling like crap. Okay, so do you have FLC? Do you feel like crap most of the time? Like, you may have good days, you may have bad days, but a lot of days you're just kind of like blah. I think that I got to believe most people can say at some point in their life they felt like crap for some reason or another. But do you feel like that all the time? Do you feel like that is just your normal? Like, that is just what you are? You're just always going to feel like this because whatever, your parents, this was kind of how their lifestyle was. They were always sick, whatever. This is just your life. Well, I'm here to tell you that in most cases, that's not true. And there is a cure for FLC syndrome. And I want to share with you, first of all, 3 things that I think would represent, or at least indicate that you maybe deal with FLC syndrome. One of them is if you just kind of always feel off, like you're just always sluggish, you don't have any energy, you just kind of feel, like I said earlier, blah. Another indicator might be that your gut is like always not right. Like, you feel like you eat something and your gut is like all of a sudden like, 3 times bigger than it was, or you have a lot of discomfort, you have a lot of issues with, bowel movements and all that stuff. That's stuff that is nobody wants to talk about, but that's a gut issue. And if you deal with that on a regular basis, that's not normal. That makes you feel like crap. Another one is if you just have a lot of aches and pains all the time, like you suffer from maybe arthritis or some other condition, and you're just inflamed, like you're just, again, and you think, my dad had this, my mom had this. This is just the normal for me because it's generational. I'm here to tell you that a lot of that stuff is not. It's not generational. That's something that we tell ourselves, or that's something we've been conditioned to believe because it just seems to be there's a pattern. And a lot of times the pattern is not the condition or the disease, but rather the habits and lifestyle and nutrition choices that have been carried down. And I'm guilty of it. I grew up not understanding a lot about that, and I had started off really not paying attention to nutrition, and I was starting to have FLC, and I didn't like it. So I started doing some research. I started doing some, digging and figuring out some things, and I discovered FLC is not really something that I have to have, and I cured it. And so what I wanted to share with you today is a few ways that I have found to be cures for FLC. And I'm going to keep saying it because I just think it's so cool, because so many people understand that, what that means. FLC is just, you're not feeling great all the time. And that's you don't have to feel that way. That's what's so frustrating. So anyway, I'm going to get right into my tips. Tip number 1, change your diet. And I don't mean that you have to go on a diet. I mean just to reevaluate what you're eating. And honestly, food can be the biggest impact on how you feel, way more than medications, way more than, just losing a few pounds. What you eat, what you put in your body is typically the first thing that you're going to change if you're trying to get over feeling like crap. So if you have followed here's another acronym for you, the SAD diet, the Standard American Diet, which we've all been told is the way to eat. The food pyramid that has a ton of grains and like fats are way up here in this tiny little piece. We need to flip that thing upside down and start eating differently. We need to look at what we're eating and reprioritize our plates and our portions and, the quality of the food that we're eating. We need to be educated on what's quality meat, what's quality vegetables. There's, macronutrients and micronutrients, and I'm not going to go into all of that. That's something I've been studying in another program, but it is important that you understand food and what it can do for your body. So the first step, change your diet. Get into a healthy diet, not a diet, but something that's a lifestyle, that you start eliminating processed foods. You don't buy things that come in a box and that's your meal. You need to find whole food to consume and eat on a regular basis. That's what your body wants. That's what your body knows what to do with, and that's going to help cure FLC. Number 2 is to change your mindset. Again, like I talked about earlier, not to say this is my fate. This is how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to feel like crap. I'm supposed to be 50 pounds overweight. I'm supposed to have arthritis in all my joints. I'm supposed to whatever. Stop saying that, because you're not supposed to. Our bodies were not created to have those conditions. Our bodies were not created to have those